A lot of you Virgos have gotten over that self-inflicted shame that you feel. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Magician, okay? These cards right here, the Queen of Wands represent, you're not going to be, the Queen of Wands and the Five of Cups, you're not going to be shamed out of feeling like you have to watch out and look out for you. And you do. You know, like I've been sitting up here saying a million times, people will cater to our superhero complex that us as Virgos have. We oftentimes, I've talked about it a few times before, a few months ago, earlier on in the year, where I say that Virgo is a zodiac sign that likes to be in their head. But, you know, when people mess up, we have to stop being in our head, stop thinking about what we want and being in our own world just to fix the issues, right? In the physical world. The problem is people take advantage of that because they look at it like we're always going to be there to fix up their messes, because they think that we're the zodiac sign of servitude, right? It's known that Virgo is the zodiac sign of servitude, but why? So us as Virgos, we finally learned to stop serving everybody else and serve ourselves. Now we're in a situation where we went from being this, right? Shameful, shamed of ourselves, you know, kind of, you know, keeping ourselves tight, squeezed in, boxed in, scared to actually be ourselves a little bit, to now being at a situation where we're like the Magician. We're very much so people that understand that it's about us and that we're ultimately the ones that is transforming. This is New York. You got to be we are ultimately the ones that transforms how it is that the quality of our life is. So we're done with feeling ashamed for the decisions that it is that we have made in the past. You know, a lot of the times Virgos are usually upright, moral people. But we realize that somewhere along those lines, our moralism has been used against us as a weapon. People will try to shame us and to shame, insult, guilt, the need to be right? Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. They will shame us into feeling sorry for ourselves, to call us all types of stuff. Now, what does this have to do with a potential significant other? Well, it's the exact same way. Remember, Virgo, Pisces rule over sadomasochism. So we will be in a relationship with somebody in the past, or we'll try to be with broken people who are broken. Now we sitting up here wondering as Virgos, what's going on? Why is it that we get messed up from somebody that we legitimately love and we want to help? The answer is because they're broken. So we got to learn to stop that. And the thing is that the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups now is about how, since that's the case, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, we shouldn't be with somebody that's going to have us fight to get to where it is that, fight to get to their heart. If we have to do that, a lot of us Virgos, y'all got to realize, because I'm a Virgo myself, but you Virgos have to realize that you got to stop taking people seriously who put you in a position where you got to fight in order to get to know them. You have to fight in order to be with them. If a person is that much of a Calamity Jane or a Calamity Joe, regardless of whatever you into, what I mean when I say a Calamity Jane, I mean a person that there's always something wrong with them. They never actually seem to be doing better, right? They always, they have different price tags for different people, right? When it comes to you Virgos, you gotta be a Kryptonian. You know what I mean? You gotta have the cape on. You gotta have laser eye beams. You gotta be able to fly. You gotta be able to lift a building over your head. You know what I'm saying? Successfully at that too. Then a lot of you Virgos realize that if you have to do all of that, that's not the type of people that you should want to be with. because that's a person that is different price tags. And what they're really trying to show you is the reason why it is that they're demanding all this stuff, or they won't give you the time of day, is because they're trash. They're adjusting their asking price according to the person. They will be with an 8-ish person because they understand that they're not to expect anything from that 8-ish person, because that person ain't ish. As to where with you, the people that are good for some things, right? The people that are good for some things, they have to be on some stuff with you where they want this, they want that, they trying to fleece. They trying to take you for everything that you have. They're trying to con you out of everything. And the reason why is because they're adjusting their asking price. Now with you, they know you got. So now it's an opportunity where I gotta get everything I possibly can while I can. Because sooner or later, this person's gonna realize I ain't worth jack. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this person for everything that I can. And this is why it's so important. The Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups represents, as Virgos, you have to learn to stop allowing people to do that to you. If that's what it is that they're going to do, then that's what they're going to do. The Ace of Wands represents, and as a result of this, the Ace of Wands is about, you have to learn to develop, like I said, that internal talk, that internal confidence, right? Understand that when somebody is like that, that's it. You don't stay with this person. You don't continue to be with them. You stop talking to them. You stop engaging with them. Those people should not even be on the same radar for you. And then you have the Four of Pentacles, which is an indication of, again, it means that you're moving in the correct direction. Yes, go ahead. Look out for yourself. Learn to be a little bit more selfish. And I'm not saying for y'all to be, I'm not saying for y'all to be so selfish to the point where you can't see the bigger picture. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about learning how to be more selfish to the point where you learn how to take care of yourself. Because like I said, a lot of times us as Virgos, we will love somebody to the point where we don't take care of ourselves because we're so worried about what the other person is on. So worried about what the other people got going on. But this is something that a lot of us still do. But for the Virgos that have figured it out, we figured it out. We can't care about somebody so much to the point where we lose ourselves and who we are into this person. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is where the value is. Because now you realize that saving self-preservation is just that. You have more of yourself to actually offer to a relationship instead of you just giving everything. If you give a person, like, if you put $5 into a person, right? I ain't gonna say into a person, but I mean, like, if you invest $5 into an investment, any kind of investment, I'm just trying to create an analogy, every day, and you have the money for it, over time, as it expands and grows, that's what it does. It will expand and grow. So the Chariot now, right? So the Chariot now represents, and also one thing that you have to learn, right? The Chariot and the Death card, lower and higher octave, right? Because Cancer crabs and Scorpio are lower and higher octave of each other. Cancer is lower octave, Scorpio is higher octave. So the Chariot represents, you have to develop the eye to see quality relationships. If a person does not, well, first and foremost, you have to ask people questions for you to be able to find out if they are quality or if they're just a pass, right? Somebody that you'd even want to smash and pass, or just pass altogether. or is it someone that you want to hold on to, right? And you have to ask questions for that, right? And then see what it is that they're going to do, because that's what the Chariot represents. The Chariot represents being along for the ride, like a horse, being along for the ride, right? Seeing where it goes. See, a lot of times, what messes a lot of people up, sorry about that, what messes a lot of people up is the fact that people are so interested on trying to find out what the relationship is going to look like in its entirety from the outside. You on one date and you want to know what's going to happen 10 years in the future. And they're going about it wrong from my perspective. Because if you ask me what it is that I think more people should do, I think that you Virgos, right, just like with anybody that has common sense, ride the relationship out for a little bit and see what the relationship looks like. And obviously, after you spent a certain amount of time and you realize that the relationship is going to be like this and you don't like it, it's trash. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but it's trash for whatever reason. Then obviously the Death card, put the relationship to sleep, right? Get out of it. A lot of times people put the cart way before the horse. It's like, miles before the horse. It's like, I want to know what's going to happen 20 years in. And it's like 20 years? What? That's a long time. And they're, I need to know. Then when you can't answer the question, when you Virgos are trying to get to know them, they're asking you this question and you Virgos are answering them truthfully. You're like, look, I don't know what's going to happen 20 years in the future like that, as far as a relationship is concerned. I don't know. Oh, I'm trying to get out of this relationship. You suck. Too many people are wishy-washy. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups, Six of Wands, Nine of Swords, Five of Swords. This is a situation for you where, again, you really want to watch out for you really want to watch out for not taking care of yourself. If you feel that if some of you Virgos have a problem with letting yourselves go, you're allowing yourselves to get wrapped up in whatever the person wants, to the point where you start to lose your identity a little bit, you need to separate from this person. And you need to dump the person and actually learn how to develop that about yourself. And if you don't want to do that, then you need to learn how to develop yourself while you're in a relationship. The only problem is, if you're doing it while you're in a relationship, you would have to do it fast, because it can get worse. The Nine of Swords and the Five of Swords, however, represents, and don't worry, because the Nine of Swords represents worry, the Five of Swords represents rejection. Don't worry about, for you Virgos that don't know any better, don't worry, and just Virgos in general, don't worry about somebody trying to tell you that's not what it is, and they're not interested, and all this other type of stuff. Don't let that type of stuff happen, okay? Just run your race. Just get to know people. Talk to them. And if they're not interested, then it is what it is. Let's clarify the Death card. So to clarify the Death card, you have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Judgment, and the Empress, to clarify the Death card. So like it is I was talking about, you have to take the time, right, and see what happens first, right? The Knight of Swords and the Eight of Swords, right, represents how, like I said, y'all already know my formula. Ask them what they're like, get to know them verbally, and then watch what it is that they do. Settle in. Again, let time go by in the relationship. See if they have your back. See if it's you and them against the world, or if it's just you and they're also an enemy as well, and they're looking to get something out of you too. And people who are usually trying to look to get something out of you are usually greedy, and they're not very patient like that anyway. Most aren't. Some are. The Judgment and the Empress for you, Virgos, is about you having to understand that also, you know, don't be surprised if things really start turning around for you for the upside, even better in the future. Because you need, like I said before, you know, you need to know when you getting to know people, right? You need to know who to not engage with, who to break it off with, whatever. Right? That way you don't spend too much time, because a lot of times people spend way too much time in a relationship where, you know, they see the relationship going down. They was on such a high of the relationship prior to, and then some sort of milestone happens, marriage, or, and I'm not trying to discourage people from getting married, I'm saying marriage or whatever the situation is. And then it starts, you know, you were on such a high, and then it has a downturn. And then now it's like, oh snap! But you literally see it. But then some people waste too much time because they literally in it on the downturn. And it's like nah. Look at what it looks like for a while. See what it looks like for a little bit. Get your feet wet. You understand? See what it's like for like a couple of months. Because most people can't even last a couple of months if they're playing games anyway. But see what it's like for a couple of months. See what it's like for a year. Slow down. You know, too many people get caught up with the relationship hype too fast. You want to move in shortly after you meet the person. And it's like, come on, like, again, a year is 12 months. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to get to 10,000 subs. We're at 9116. Appreciate all the subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.